Hello, hi guys, it's Cinema4 here with the Sony Xperia Z2 and the Samsung Galaxy S5. Now both these devices have an ingress protection rating for water and dust, and we're going to see how long they can last fully submerged underwater and hopefully without breaking them. So beginning with the Z2, we'll start the stop clock there and submerge it slowly into the water because it does mess up the screen and make it bring up menus and such like. So bringing in the S5, we'll start the stop clock here as well and do the same, hopefully without bringing up menus on the screen. Yeah, those look pretty good. Now the previous test that we did with the S5, it lasted easily over an hour and 15 minutes, and the Z2's previous test that we did, it lasted just under 2 hours. So let's see how long they will take to break. As you can see, the footage has been speeded up significantly, but when I came back and reviewed it, about an hour and 50 minutes into it, the Z2's clock stopwatch application decided to stop working and crash, so that's why the screen just turns off after a while. Also, you'll notice the Galaxy S5 screen dimming on and off, and I think this is due to the display settings being set to the maximum for inactivity, but the water keeping it from fully going to sleep. Right, I'm back here, and you can see on the S5 it's a little over 5 hours, and the screen on the Z2 has gone blank. So we'll just bring that into play here, see if we can wipe the water off and get to the stop clock, see if that's still going or if it's still stopped. See if we can go back here, and yeah, that's reset itself out, which is kind of a bit strange. So let's see if we can dry this off here. That should do the trick. So let's take a look at the Z2. The screen doesn't look stained at all when the display is off, and certainly when it's on it doesn't look stained at all either. So screen works as it should. We'll just turn the brightness all the way up to full, see if I can see any staining there whatsoever, and no, that looks pretty cool to be fair. So let's see how well the speaker fares, and if we can just load it up, say a music track here. That seems pretty cool. Obviously you'd normally allow it to dry out. Now let's take a look at these flaps. There we go, hopefully you can see that a little bit better, and it does look bone dry. The back of the flap here, you can see there is water glistening in the limelight there, so it's done its job really well because the inside of that flap is bone dry. And have a look at the 3.5mm audio jack. No water inside that I can see glistening. So let's check out the other flap that we have here, and as you can see there, that is also bone dry. There is a little bit of water glistening in the limelight there on the back of this flap, but that's done its job really well, and from what I can tell so far, the device is working perfectly normally. I will obviously allow it to dry out completely. On the camera there doesn't seem to be any water droplets or condensation inside the lens, which is pretty cool, but obviously we need to allow it more time to dry out. So let's leave that to one side and bring out the Galaxy S5. So 5 hours and nearly 10 minutes there, so we'll stop that, and screen works pretty well. Let's press the home button and that takes it to the home screen perfectly well. So let's bring in the towel here and we'll dry this out, see how well this does, and that should do the trick here as well. So let's bring the display back in here and see if there's any signs of staining or water ingress on the screen, and not that I can see whatsoever. I'm really surprised about that. I thought that 5 hours would actually break it and water would seep inside, but no, that looks pretty cool to be fair. Not the best wallpaper there to check for staining, but seems to be pretty cool. Let's check out the speaker. Obviously, as I say, we normally would need to allow this to dry out. So as you can tell, that speaker does need to be dried out because it's even tinier than it was previously, but it is still working. So we'll turn that off, and you can see the battery there showing us 59%, and I think it was about 98% when we put it in the water there. So obviously losing a significant amount, as you would expect with the screen on. So let's take off the back, see how well it's done against leaking water inside the case. Normally, as I say, I would allow it to dry out. And looking at the back case, you can see water droplets towards the top right here and around the speaker and USB 3.0 area here. But the main components that it should have kept dry, it looks like it has done its job really well. So let's take a look at the back of the unit here, and as you can see, water ingress around the top here with water droplets, as you can see, around the speaker definitely, and towards the USB area here. But the battery looks bone dry, as well as a micro SD card and SIM card slots there. No condensation or droplets within the camera or the lens of the LED flash there, so really cool. And we'll just put this back on. Let's take a look inside the USB 3.0 flap. You should be able to see there's no ingress there whatsoever from the water, as it's bone dry once the camera focuses up there. And that's pretty cool, to be fair. I didn't expect it to last that long underwater. And take a look at the 3.5mm audio jack. No water that I can see inside of there glistening, but we have just wiped it off, so that's pretty cool. The Galaxy S5 and the Sony Xperia Z2 there, lasting over 5 hours underwater. As ever, any comments or questions you guys have got, hit them up in the comment section down below there. Give us a thumbs up if you like this video and like what you saw, and if you found it informative, then please do give us a like. And if you haven't yet done so, hit subscribe. It's just down there, it doesn't cost you a single penny, and you can also check out some of our forthcoming videos. Thanks for watching, have a wicked day, and we'll see you next time.